good time zone artifacts. And a happy birthday to all of those around the world. We seem to be having some bitrate issues. Hopefully that clears up eventually. I don't know what's causing it. Hopefully it stabilizes. Although as long as it doesn't completely disconnect us, I suppose we're fine. Either way, we're here, finally getting into Honkai Star Rail, the newest update, 2.4. Been out for a little bit, but you know, we've had other things going on. Pretty much a week now. But we're finally here. And we're finally also streaming it on YouTube. Probably should have done that sooner, considering that channel is all about Honkai pretty much, but here we are. In time for the newest update. Shall open the game. Admittedly, I must say, I haven't played in like a month. Whenever the last time we streamed it was, I'm pretty sure, is the last time I played. I've not really farmed at all. So we have no Stellar Jade. That's fine, because I'm not pulling for this person anyway. I'm not pulling for a little bit, I don't think. The general of the Zhu Ming, I believe, Fei Xiao or whatever her name is, she's cool. I might want to get her. Other than that, though, no one else that they've announced so far has impressed me. Which is honestly for the best. The game is now having to download resources, even though I opened it earlier today to make sure it worked. Something changed, apparently. Give that a few seconds, hopefully. Then we'll switch over. But yeah, I haven't touched the game in a long while. Now it's verifying resources. Weird. Wild. I literally launched it right before I started stream to make sure it was all working out. What's even the point of preparing things? Ah, well. I do know this update is adding the shackling prison, which is actually very topical, because the last several videos of the last several books we read were all about the shackling prison, the prisoners who are currently interred within it, reasons as to how you get sent there, and a bunch of stuff. Very topical. The Hoyoverse does like to seed that sort of information in their books about like future updates. And because it took us so long to get through Shinjo with all the other planets and also with the introduction of Penacony, I don't know the exact order that those books were released, but I believe they were more recent ones, probably released with the last time like we went to the Shinjo, I think. So around I think Fixtural Garden, they were probably released then, which is probably why it's seemingly topical. because they were hinting at another update. And hinting is perhaps a strong word, but preparing you for it. Maybe we'll see some of those prisoners they talked about. I don't know. I don't know. It's sure taking its time to verify the files. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. About halfway through. I started tweeting out going live stuff again, and I'm quickly reminded why I stopped doing that, because all it does is spam me with bot accounts following me. I don't know if everyone has to deal with that, or if it's just a me thing. $69% there. And we'll switch over. Sure, we have a lot to check in on. A lot. I'm not sure what else they added besides the new location. I know they usually release an event or two with alongside it. I did think we were going to go to the Zhuming, but it seems like we're still on the Lohu, which is kind of a shame. I would have liked to have seen other ships in the Xianzhou, but maybe because we will be getting, I believe it's the Zhuming. We will be getting their general in a later update. Maybe we will eventually go there. I don't know. Would be nice. I guess we're going to be on the Xianzhou in general for a few updates now, since there's Xianzhou characters lined up. I wonder, we'll see what the story is. I wonder if we're going to go through all of them again. I know they did that between Penacony, right? We went back to Herda, we went back to Urillo. I wonder if we're gonna go through, do another lap through each location before the next location, or if we're just gonna do a brief stint in Xianzhou before the next one. I'm 50-50 on that one. I'm 50-50 on that, if I like that or not, if I like that idea. On one hand, you can update places, which is cool to see updates, but on the other hand, if that's like a thing they keep doing, that's gonna get tiring. I'd rather see new places, right? 90%. I wish this did this earlier when I logged in. What could possibly have changed? But yeah, I'm 50-50 if I like that. I'm actually leaning towards not liking it. But we'll see. Just because it kind of detracts from the story in a sense. It's like it's about the Trailblaze, it's about going to new places and stuff, but we keep like going to old places, you know? Update complete. Game will restart. It better have been just a inconvenient patch there or something. Are we in? Wha-bam. Wha-bam. They'll have long loading times, I see. You know, I said I didn't do anything. I did briefly do something, I just remembered. Homecoming War Dance. Still have this disconnection problem, I see. They ever gonna fix this? So I don't have to keep restarting the game every time? I did briefly do some of the side stuff, like Hall of Memories or whatever. I do remember I did do some of that. I did, because I was like, oh, I've got some stronger characters now. I got more characters now. I should probably check in with that. So I do remember I did do that a little bit. But otherwise, I haven't really touched this. There's a message, but we have to restart because we're not actually connected to the server. They'd fixed that for a little while. There was a brief period where that wasn't a thing that was happening, and then it started happening again. You have an interstellar message. Please check it promptly. Yeah, I will in a second. I've got so many more messages as well. Finest duel under the pristine blue. And assignments. Databank got updated. Yao Qing and Zhu Ming terminology, cool. Factions. Creed Exequi with the Eon of Finality. Now, why did they add that? Usually when they update a faction page, because the faction's gonna pop up a little bit. That's usually what happens. I showed you a new nameless honor, huh? Saga of Primaveral Blade event. Okay. Companion missions. Cool. A new Apocalypse Shadow thing. Okay. Get the warp out of the way. Well, I guess we'll play her. You know, we'll try this person out, even though I don't care at all for her, especially because she doesn't wear shoes, and we don't play characters that don't wear shoes. It's against all I believe in. Automatically trigger blast counter when attacked. Possesses a powerful counter ability that can be activated manually. Gale Spin Somersault deals minor physical damage. Bladeborn restores its unit's HP and deals minor physical damage to adjacent targets as well. Okay. Earthbind Ether Break enters parry and taunts all enemies. When attacked during this period, triggers a powerful counter that deals physical damage to the enemy and the adjacent targets, then deals minor physical to a single enemy that bounces 6 times. If no counter is triggered during the parry state, deal physical damage to a random enemy and adjacent targets when parry ends. And Flash Forge, when Yun Li enters or gets attacked by an enemy, regenerate energy and immediately launch a counter. Just any time she gets attacked? That's crazy. This unit gains the ward effect lasting for 20 seconds. During this time, upon entering combat by either attacking enemies or receiving an attack, immediately cast Intuit Cull on a random enemy. I don't know what Intuit Cull is, so we'll figure it out.
Metal, let's go.
They gave us someone who's not actually weak to physical.
Descend to Earth. We're in trouble now.
You know, I also really like, at least with Clara, it's just like, yeah, she doesn't have shoes on, but like, it's not even a thing. But they really went out of their way to make sure that this character, every camera shot, focuses on the fact she has bare feet, and I despise it. The trailer, like every time she showed up in the trailer, bam. Triggering her animation, bam. I hate it so much.
What are you made of? Rock shattering slap.
An enemy's attack, the enemy attacks in the next turn. Use this ultimate now so that a powerful counter can be launched upon being attacked. I give it the whole tutorial for this one.
I'll melt it all down.
least the ultimate doesn't do it.
I'm okay.
Hate it. How much are we gonna have to see it in the actual story, I wonder? Too much, probably.
Savor the vigor of it. Customers are always welcome. Right on time. 1,000 wonders to fight as one. Within the self, not the sword. Slap. Melt. Lead through clouds.
Misando.
Naughty child. Better late than
I can't help but
never.
notice her talent, her ultimate does seem to have a charge like Argenti.
What are you made of?
I'm not sure, we haven't used the full one yet. I want to see what that does, I guess.
Right on time.
I think that was fully charged.
Severing mountains. Yes, you. Again. Right on time.
That was not the character. She got 2 turns there. Okay. Not really impressed with her abilities, to be honest. Anyway, so I don't got FOMO, that's for sure. And then Hua Hua is back as well. I'm in a single battle, trigger Intuit Call 3 times. I don't even know what Intuit Call was. But we're not gonna worry about that. Hey Bootail, have I talked to you yet?
Sure balls. The synthesizer on this express is lit as fudge. Following this synthesizing method, would it turn a bag of trash into treasure?
Maybe I'll turn a bag of treasure into trash. Yeah, lit as fudge, is that?
It's not a new term. It just means very peak. It means very fudging awesome. What the fork? This synesthesia beacon obviously knows about my language deficiency, but it still keeps updating the lexicon. Fudge this. Anyway, other than this synthesizer, are there any other cool toys in the Express?
I'll give you a tour.
Looks like you're prepared to be the Express's tour guide. Then, let's not waste any more time and get started.
Okay, there's our Stellar J. Alright, let's listen. I think my favorite part of new updates is the news broadcast. Gonna be honest. You have an interstellar message. Please check it promptly. I don't think this is actually a news broadcast, though. I think it's just a message. A shame. I do like the news broadcasts.
What's up, Pom Pom?
Just got a message from the Xianzhou La Fu. Looks like it'll conflict with our original schedule.
It's been a while, my friends on the Astral Express. How's your trailblazing expedition going? Soon, the Xianzhou La Fu will be holding the Luminary War Dance. Those who have aided the La Fu in overcoming the crisis are cherished allies of the Xianzhou. Thus, on behalf of the Seat of Divine Foresight, I'm extending an invitation to attend the ceremony. Your presence would be greatly appreciated.
It's not actually been a long time because he helped us on Pinnacle. It's not actually been that long. It's been a pretty short time, actually.
Well, things aren't getting lively. We've barely recovered from the family's Charmony Festival, and we're already being invited to another special event.
See, even Himiko's like, we've barely recovered. Good time zone, Luigi. The trailblazing's all about having fun. I'm still recovering from the trauma.
Yeah, me too. But wait, won't it look unprofessional if we attend 2 ceremonies in a row? Aren't we supposed to be focused on restoring astral charts and doing some serious scientific exploration?
So we should leave March behind to take care of the Express?
Yes.
Hey, that's not what I meant. I'm all for some fun. I just hope there won't be any surprise party crashers, like Friday or Saturday.
March takes up too much screen time. She's got to give it to some other characters.
The Xianzhou Luofu has recently overcome a crisis. By holding the war dance, they're demonstrating to everyone that they've returned to a state of peace and safety.
Gonna roll for anyone? No, I don't have Stellar Jade because I have not actually played the game since like in a month. And also the new character doesn't wear shoes, so I'm ethically against pulling for them.
But that's what everyone said before we went to Penacony. You'll be totally safe under the family's protection.
They did say that. In fact, Welt himself said that. Welt said nothing could possibly go wrong. And then everything went wrong.
No need to worry. The war dance is not like the Charmony Festival with all its hidden secrets. It's just a festival to honor the Rainbow Arbiter and the Cloud Knights, who fought against the abominations of abundance and protected the Xianzhou ships. Aside from star skiff performances, it's mostly martial contests. Nothing too different from the Taiki and Roboball contest we've seen before.
What do you think, Himiko? Since we've accepted Miss Black Swan's proposal, we should probably head to Amphorius for refueling.
Probably. Also, they mentioned Taikian a lot. I hope we go there someday.
There's certainly no rush. This trailblazing expedition is quite unique, and the Express needs to be fully stocked and prepared before moving on to the next stop. With Madame Herta's help, I was
What's
planning
that
to
noise in
deliver
the background?
some Leviathan fossils from Kalinga Abyss to Ron May, member 81 of the Genius Society. It could earn us some favors before we set off. However, it may take a few weeks.
Some Leviathan fossils to Ron May. She's back too? Ugh.
Aw, so that means we're not going to the Luofu.
Being an adult means maintaining relationships, whether we like it or not, March. Since we've been invited, it's only right for the Astral Express to attend the ceremony. So here's the plan. Pom Pom will take everyone to the Xianzhou Luofu. Mr. Yang and I will meet up with Ron May and fulfill our promise. Meanwhile, you, March, and Don Hung will represent the Express and attend the war dance.
Great, so okay. Acceptable.
What do you two think?
That sounds acceptable.
I don't hear any objections.
Now that everyone's on board with the plan, it's time to work to the Xianzhou Luofu.
Seriously though, what's that squishing sound? Oh, it's Pom Pom's broom. My gosh. Discuss travel plans with March and Don Hung. Optional, discuss travel plans with the other members.
Kalinga Abyss. What does she expect to find there?
Kalinga
Current
Abyss.
research on the Leviathan merely proves how little we know about such life forms.
That's why geniuses are interested in that field. Science is all about uncovering the unknown.
The conversation between the two adults brims with complex jargon. Have a safe trip.
Don't miss us too much. If I stumble upon some cool Leviathan fossils, I'll bring a few back as souvenirs for you.
Alright guys, let's go.
Himeko really knows how to convince people. Between Leviathan fossils and the war dance, the latter definitely sounds more fun. By the way, Danhung, this time you'll be taking a stroll with us on the Lafu, right?
Just let you two wander around aimlessly on the Luofu by yourselves? I don't think so. Plus, Mr. Yang is right. The ambrosial arbor crisis just ended, and both the long life and short life species are still feeling uneasy. And that's why Jing Yuan wants to organize the war dance, to show that the Xianzhou Luofu is stable and safe. And since he has extended an invitation, it's only right that I visit my old friend.
Coming back to this place brings back so many memories, you know?
So here's something for all of you, a poem by March 7th. What memories? Care to spill the details? I don't get the first one.
Well, it's nothing too poetic. I was just thinking about all the twists and turns we went through when we first arrived at the Xianzhou ship. This time, we're not being forced or enticed or chasing after wanted criminals. And
Give it time.
we didn't have to sneak in through the cargo dock. This trip has been incredibly smooth.
I'm sure we'll do all those things in a few minutes.
Quite unusual, I must say.
Don't jinx us for like the 7th billionth time.
I'm just hoping for the best. You're the one jinxing us.
Yon Ching. Hey, that guy. Saw the Skyfaring Commission's notice that the Express has docked on the Shenzhou. Are you guys on the Luofu already? Just got the Star Skiff Haven. The General sent me to welcome all of you at Starskiff Haven. See you in a bit.
Is the Starskiff Haven always this crowded? Oh, there's so many people here. I can barely hear anything.
Yanqing said General Jingyuan sent him to welcome us, but where is he?
Let's wait for him in front of the loom. It's the most prominent landmark on the dock.
We just talked. That threw me off. I didn't recognize the voice for a second. I was like, who's talking? I heard the other generals will also be there. Oh, are we gonna meet more than just the one? Ah, that'd be cool. I want to see all the generals, yeah. Danny's reserved tickets. The entire Skyfaring Commission has been working around the clock. We're getting more and more tourists coming to the Luofu.
Hey, you guys! Hold on a moment!
A Papeshi. They're they're expanding.
Did they just call us? Look at their outfits. They're from Penacony, right?
Are you familiar with the Xianzhou Luofu?
We know a little bit about it. What do you need?
We're from Penacony. Maybe you've heard of it. We came to this ship to gather interesting materials for making dream bubbles.
Oh, we just left there. Oh, talk about coincidence.
That's great. Do you know any must-see attractions on the Lofu?
Plenty. You've come to the right people.
Exactly. We're Cienjo experts. Most of the tourists around at the moment are here to attend the war dance. And that's why we're here too.
Yeah, we know about that ceremony. But isn't the fighting ring still closed?
I've heard the ring was actually converted from a huge decommissioned Lofu fighter jet.
Those are new ships. Those are cool looking. So it's even larger than a regular star skiff?
No doubt about it. It's a massive fighter jet. It's got to be larger than a civilian star skiff.
Is it still a fighter jet if it's that big? I think that makes it more like some sort of battleship or corvette maybe? I don't know.
But for now, all we can do is wait until the war dance starts in a few weeks before we can board it. We've still got work to do, so we can't just sit around waiting for it to start. That's why we're asking you about some must-see attractions.
Oh, it doesn't start for a few weeks. Why'd we get here so early?
We're looking for unique experiences that you won't find on Penacony. Our clients love these kinds of dream bubbles the most.
I recommend going to the Fixtral Garden.
You're the expert here. Give them some suggestions.
Also, Aurum Alley is pretty good too. But yeah, why not visit the Fixtral Garden? Not many people go there. Climb to the top of the Ambrosial Arbor? True.
Oh yeah! Fixtral Garden! It's famous for supernatural stuff. With those mischievous heliobi floating around. It's pretty fascinating.
Supernatural? I don't really like scary things, but our clients will love it.
Ooh, it does sound interesting. Let's go check out Fixtral Garden. Maybe we'll bump into each other there.
Maybe.
Look, Yanqing's here.
Really? Let's go catch up with him.
Okay, bye. We didn't even say bye to those people.
There you are. Everyone, this way.
Just taking a picture of that guard. Actually, you know what we haven't looked at? How many new books did they add? Oh. Not a whole lot, a decent amount. 79 out of 20, or yeah, 79 out of 92. Did they update old ones? I have 1 out of 2 on this, so they must have updated that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. I guess they just updated the one thing. Yeah, that checks out mathematically. Fair enough. Of course, it also depends on if they actually added a study into the Mara Struck, because that book has been in the game since day one, but isn't actually... you can't actually find it in the game, so... that may or may not count. They didn't add... Oh, okay, just making sure they didn't add other planets.
Hey everyone, it's been a while.
It doesn't feel like it's been that long since we last saw you. But, Yanqing, are you...
What's up, Miss March?
They say kids grow up really fast. Yanqing, are you a little bit taller than before?
we've only been away for a few months.
Long time no see. Yeah, you're definitely taller. Cautiously pinch Yunqing's cheek. Definitely taller.
Really? The General is always worried I won't grow much taller. But I keep telling him not to worry about it. Sorry for the delay. With the upcoming war dance and the Starskiff Haven being so busy,
I
things
don't
are
think
a
he's actually
little
taller.
hectic.
I lied.
Seriously, I've never seen the Luofu so lively before.
I was a bit worried that holding the war dance right after the Ambrosial Arbor crisis might be too soon. But seeing the bustling Starskiff Haven, I understand why General Jingyuan chose this timing.
Yep. There's people from other delves and travelers like you three who have come from afar. With the war dance coming up, there's a huge number of visitors pouring into the Starskiff Haven. The Cloud Knights are working hard to keep the security tight. The General said this ceremony would help the Xianzhou Luofu recover from the crisis. It's a way to showcase our martial spirit, reassure people, boost morale, and attract visitors from other planets to promote trade and peace. By the way, the Xianzhou Alliance places great importance on this ceremony too. The Xianzhou ships, the Zhuming and the Yaoqing, have both sent messengers to offer their blessings.
Only two of them? Because I'm pretty... Although maybe there's only two left. There was more once. I know one, at least one of them was destroyed. I think there's other ones that are still around though. There's one that... One of them was destroyed. There's one I'm pretty sure that is pretty isolated. I don't remember. The Zhuming, the Yaoqing.
Yeah, I wonder if you've heard of it.
I have.
It's known as the Star Forge, and it's responsible for providing more than half of the Cloud Knights' armaments. The Xianzhou Zhuming boasts skilled craftsmasters, and General Huayan is a top-notch craftsman himself. If only I could get a sword forged by him, I'd be on Cloud 9.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Zhuming is where the Flint Emperor is enslaved to power their big furnace to make things.
By the way, Yanqing, where are we headed next?
Good time zone, Julian.
I'm sorry for talking your ear off. The General wants to catch up with you at the Palace of Astrum. He's been eager to hear about how the Express has been doing.
It's funny how he tries to act all mature, but whenever it comes to something he's interested in, you can really see his childish side.
You're pretty much the same.
I agree.
That's right on time.
All units, assemble quickly! Get ready to protect the crowd!
I just mentioned security, and now all of a sudden something's gone wrong. Excuse me, I need to go check out the situation.
We really just should stop speaking about anything. You're just as jinxed as March.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
We'll go with you.
Roar.
Protect the civilians. I'll deal with him.
And by I, they mean me. Now, new mechanics. Moon Rage. Enemies with this mark can enter Moon Rage. After the enemy uses attack, applies 1 stack of Bloodlust. That can trigger Moon Rage. When Bloodlust reaches a certain number of stacks, the unit enters Moon Rage. At the same time, a countdown appears. When the countdown's turn begins, Moon Rage is dispelled across all enemies.
Borison? Why are there Borison here?
They are Borison.
This ends now.
Heck yeah. A Borison soldier from the Eclipse pack. We're finally seeing some Borison. I didn't get to heal my units before this fight.
Hesitation, converge, and awaken.
Another journey begins.
That's fine.
All things in this world, human creations.
Stand in position.
Until everything burns to ashes! Set the seas ablaze! You could have surrendered.
Again.
Fight to live! It came together.
Of course, they can't Moon Rage if we kill them.
For oblivion.
It's time. This is more than... Not good.
Thanks for the help.
Sorry, no time to chat. Could you give me back my...
I feel like I need to put a sensor bar in that girl or something. Jeez.
Wait, my sword!
She just stole your swords.
Sorry, but I'm afraid we'll have to put our plans
We need
on
to arrest
hold
that
for
girl.
now. I need to find out what's going on.
What's going on is for some strange reason you're... Oh.
While we appreciate your rescue, my Cienjo friends, don't you think it's a bit too much to detain us and our cargo?
Sorry, but we've been ordered to detain you and your cargo for inspection until we figure out the source of the attack. Once we're done with the formalities, we'll let you and your cargo go.
Oh, but this shipment isn't even meant for the Lafu, and it's IPC's patented technology. Who do you think you are to conduct an inspection?
According to the protocol, all cargo arriving on the Lafu must go through inspection.
Oh, but we didn't officially enter your dock at all. We just sought refuge in your dock because we were attacked by the Borisons.
Looks like this argument could go on forever. Let's not get involved in a heated dispute that won't lead to a resolution.
I mean, it's not my problem.
How dare you detain our ship? Who do you think you are?
Are you okay? He's crying.
Who's in charge here? I need some answers.
It's my fault. We let our guard down for a moment. I take full responsibility.
With the war dance approaching, safety should be a top priority. Now, tell me, How did Borisin prisoners end up in Starskiff Haven? According to the protocol, Borisin prisoners should be held on a Starskiff and taken directly to the shackling prison under strict supervision without ever touching the ground. Who allowed a prisoner transport ship to dock at the passenger terminal?
Please don't blame this, Captain. This incident involves the Ju Ming's diplomatic vessel.
Who are you?
I'm Liu Jun, an officer of the Patrol Defense Squad. Thank you for your help, Lieutenant Yanqing. The situation unfolded rapidly, and it shouldn't be held against the captain. Here's what happened. An IPC transport ship was attacked by the Borisin just before arriving, and the Ju Ming's diplomatic vessel came to the rescue. They fought off the Borisin pirates and imprisoned them on their ship.
So, an IPC ship was attacked by the Borisin near the Luofu, and the Ju Ming envoys saved them? Sounds complicated.
Honestly, it gives me a headache too. The Ju Ming diplomatic ship, adhering to standard procedure, docked at the passenger terminal to hand these criminals over to the Luofu. You know, with all the outsiders flooding onto the Luofu, the Starskiff lanes are under immense pressure. The Borisin desperados decided to put up a fight before the prisoner transport Starskiff could get there. And that's what you just witnessed.
We'll make sure these prisoners are sent to the shackling prison as soon as possible.
I see. It's an unusual situation indeed. I'll report it to the security department of the Realm Keeping Commission and ask for their cooperation in handling the aftermath. Maybe I should gather more details from others so that the Seat of Divine Foresight can have a better understanding of the situation.
The Cloud Knights calmed the crowd, then dispersed. The street was restored to its peaceful state.
Oh, you look much maturer now, Yanqing.
Please don't tease me, Miss March. The situation on the Xianzhou before the war dance is like a calm lake that can be disturbed by even the smallest pebble, capable of generating far-reaching ripples with even the slightest disturbance.
What are those people? I mean, those monsters we just dealt with?
Whoa, March. They are people. Whoa.
Yeah, those werewolf monsters are known as
Whoa.
Borisin. They're abominations of abundance, and we've been fighting them for a very long time. The Borisin have been a powerful force for a long time, plundering and enslaving many worlds. The threat they pose is just as terrible as the Swarm disaster, and the Alliance even had a fierce war with them 3 decades ago. And their presence has faded over the years. But who would have thought?
According to that officer, they attacked an IPC ship near the Xianzhou Luofu. Such a brazen attack seems quite unusual to me.
Yeah, that's what I find strange too. It seems like the IPC and the Borisin have some serious grudges. Well, enough with the chit-chat. The General wants me to take you to the Palace of Astrum. I'd love to chit-chat a little longer, but there are some things that can't be left unchecked.
Is it a serious matter? Maybe you'll need our help in hunting down the Borisin?
Thank you, but it's no big deal. By the way, that young lady who just appeared, she took my sword. I'm thinking of filing a lost property report at the Realm Keeping Commission to see if I can get it back.
I doubt she did it on purpose.
No, she really did do it on purpose. So when the Cloud Knights get into trouble, they have to call the emergency services too?
Perhaps she's around here somewhere. Shouldn't we take a look?
All right, let's not keep the General waiting.
Don't worry. There aren't many people out there with that kind of talent. It shouldn't be too hard to find her.
There sure are a lot of troublemakers around.
Well, that's suspicious. Sir?
An ancient
Those guys. We'll see to it that these criminals are sent to the shackling prison as soon as possible.
Thanks. By the way, you're an officer of the Patrol Defense Squad, right? I don't remember meeting you before.
Well, I'm just a junior officer. I recently returned to the Lawfu from the front lines and was temporarily assigned here for security duty before the ceremony.
Yeah, that's a likely story.
Success and failure.
It's been a long journey, Elder White. Thank you for your presence.
Don't mention it. Thank you for taking the time to welcome me.
That man is so small.
General, I brought our guests from the Express. Oh, I'm sorry for my bad timing. I didn't know you were meeting a guest, General.
Don't worry, you're just in time. It's been a while, my friends from the Astral Express.
I dreamed about you on Penacony.
Oh. Well, it's an honor to be in your dreams, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Allow me to introduce you to General Hua Yan. He's the Arbiter General of the Xianzhou Zhuming, known as the Flaming Heart.
He's a general?
No need to be so formal. I'm just a tourist here, no different from other tourists who've come to attend the ceremony.
Elder Hua Yan is not only one of the Arbiter Generals, but also the Furnace Master of the Artisanship Commission. Besides his martial skills, he excels in forging various weapons. Such talents are unique, even among the Arbiter Generals.
Be it Arbiter General or Furnace Master, these are merely titles given to me long ago. I've retired several times already, but with the current change in circumstances, the Marshal has called me back to duty, and I had no choice but to answer the call.
Poor guy.
Well, in the end, I'm to blame. Living such a long life naturally brings its share of disapproval.
It's an honor to meet you, General Hua Yan.
It's my honor to meet you, General Hua Yan.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
No need to be all formal. Today I'm just a guest on the Lawfu, the same as all of you. So, these three are the ones you mentioned, Jingyuin? The heroes who helped you with the Ambrosial Arbor crisis?
Hey, wait a second. There's the sword thief. Also, so he's the general of the Zhuming, so the other person is, I guess, the Yaqing general. I couldn't remember which ship she was exactly from.
Indeed. There's Don Hung, March 7th, and him.
And that guy.
Without their help, I'm afraid the Lawfu might not have easily overcome this crisis.
So, the Imbibitor Lune's reincarnation has returned to the Lawfu and will attend the war dance. I'd love to have a drink with you, should the chance present itself.
You're more than welcome, General Hua Yan.
And this young friend is?
Yanqing, my apprentice. He remains by my side as my retainer due to his youth, which I hope will season him with experience. He will stand for the Lawfu's Cloud Knights in the upcoming war dance, ready to take on all kinds of challenges.
Great, great! It's a real treat to see so many talented young people around here today. Oh, I almost forgot. This is my apprentice, Yoon Lee.
Oh, okay.
It's you!
Oh, it's you. Hello.
Arrest this girl.
Oh, you two already know each other? Guess we don't need any introductions then.
What a coincidence! I was afraid I'd have trouble finding this girl.
Oh? Now you've piqued my curiosity. Tell me, how did you two become acquainted?
She helped me capture the escaped Borison prisoners at the Starskiff Haven. Allow me to express my gratitude for you. But when you left, you took my flying sword with you.
Your flying sword? Oh, so that's why I found a dagger in my bag. Turns out it's yours.
Found. She says. As if she didn't grab it.
Yes, it is. Now that we've met again, I hope...
Nope, that won't do.
Won't do?
You want your sword back, right? Well, you can't just take it back. On the Juming, when you lose your sword on the battlefield, you have to reclaim it on the battlefield. As for this little sword, it was supposed to strike that escaped Borison prisoner. But unfortunately, its owner's agitated state caused it to fly off like a kite with a broken string, and it missed its target. By the way, if I hadn't caught it and helped it hit its mark, that Borison prisoner would have gotten away.
Hold on a sec, Yoon Lee. You took my sword without even asking, and now you're refusing to give it back?
So much for Luofu's swordmasters.
What did you just say?
If you just stepped up and took your sword back from me fair and square, I would have totally respected you. But nope, you tried to play it down, expecting me to just hand it back to you like it's nothing. In front of everyone. With all due respect, you don't honor your sword, so you don't deserve it.
Hasn't anyone told you that taking without asking is stealing? If you want to settle this with swords, fine. Let's have a one-on-one duel right now.
Yanqing.
Well, that's more like it. Just be careful, because I'm not as easy to handle as the Borison.
You be quiet and apologize to Yanqing.
Hey! Whose side are you on, Grandpa?
I don't take sides.
It's a small misunderstanding, and an apology would be too much. I've heard about the Zhu Ming's incredible swordplay and craftsmanship. Most notably, the legendary Flame Wheel Octet. Seeing Miss Yoon Lee, who is among those ranks today, well, I must say, she definitely has that fiery edge.
That's one word for it.
Such grandiose names. Some folks love to spin these fancy titles, trying to set the Cloud Knights apart. Yoon Lee is still just a young girl, a bit awkward and hot-tempered. So please forgive her if she's being rude.
Well, everyone, Elder Huayan and I have some business to discuss. For now, Yanqing, why don't you entertain our guests and take Miss Yoon Lee to the inn? I'll find another chance to talk with you all. I'd like to express my gratitude to the Astral Express for helping the Luofu during the crisis.
That's so kind of you. I mean, you've already thanked us so many times.
Please forgive me for coming at an inconvenient time.
You needn't apologize, General Huayan.
All right, Yun Li. Take this opportunity to clear things up with Yanqing.
Yeah. It's better to make friends than enemies. But I won't be heading to the inn just yet. I want to visit Lingsha. She just arrived in the Luofu and could use some help settling in.
Yanqing, once you've helped our guests get settled, go to the Artisanship Commission for me. I've heard about the attack and the detainment of the IPC ship. Qingzu sent word that the IPC members are protesting and wish to have their cargo back. See if you can calm them down. Don't get aggressive. Just make it clear that the Xianzhou Luofu has no intention of violating their rights.
I'm on it.
Well, imagine being like, yeah, I know you, like, this girl stole your swords and was, like, extremely rude to you, but now you need to go show her around and be nice. Kind of messed up, General.
I'm sorry for Yanqing's rudeness.
Yanqing's rudeness.
Not at all. Taunted by Yun Li like that, even a training dummy would be angry. You've taught your apprentice well. If it were me in my younger days, I'm afraid I'd have drawn my sword and fought.
Jing Yuan literally said, no need for Yun Li to apologize, and then apologized for Yanqing instead? This is crazy.
Yanqing can understand your concerns. On the other hand, Yun Li is still a naive girl who's only interested in swordplay. Honestly, I brought her here to participate in the war dance because I want to broaden her horizons.
This trip is totally worth it. Compared to the Juming, the Luofu is so much livelier. But it's a shame the Luofu swordmasters don't seem that great.
Yeah, what's the Flame Wheel Octet?
That's how outsiders refer to my peers in the Juming Cloud Knights and the Artisanship Commission. We all train under Grandpa's guidance, learning the art of craftsmanship and swordplay. That's how we got that title, I guess. Just don't mention it in front of Grandpa. He always says that empty titles bring pointless challenges and conflicts. We Juming swordmasters pride ourselves on the success of the group over the individual.
Glad to meet you.
Glad to meet you too. Are you here to participate in the war dance?
No, I'm just a tourist.
So, you're not a participant? You look like you know your way around a fight.
Yeah, I've been around the block.
Well, you can still sign up. The Cloud Knight's ring is always open to outsiders.
I don't want to.
I have some things to do. Besides, little Yanqing doesn't seem too happy about me tagging along.
I don't blame him. He shouldn't have said you stole his sword, but you did take his sword.
Yeah, you're right. I took it with my skills. So I guess you can say I'm a robber or something. How dare he imply I'm a thief? Totally different.
I don't think there's a difference between those two words.
Besides, the sword seems scared of its own master. I'd like to ask him, you claim to cherish your sword as your life, yet you don't even recognize the state it's in right now? I didn't intend to keep his sword. I was planning to take this chance to return it to him. But now, I've changed my mind.
Don't think that's how that works.
I'll give that poor flying sword some proper maintenance. I won't consider returning the sword unless he learns how to say please, hello, thank you, and sorry. So he can forget about it for now.
You scratch your head, feeling a tingling sensation on your scalp at the thought of the impending troubles Ying-Ching will face. While you're distracted, the young girl has already wandered off on her own, her whereabouts unknown. Probably for the best. We're too old to be dealing with these children.
Hey, Don Hung. I thought all the Xianzhou generals were like Jing Yuan. But that General Huaiyan, he looks so thin and scraggy, as if even a light breeze would knock him over. Is that old man really an Arbiter General?
Well, each Xianzhou ship has its own division and specialty within the Alliance. Not all of the Arbiter Generals are good at leading the charge. You heard what Jing Yuan said, right? General Huaiyan was once the head of all the skilled craftsmen on the Zhuming.
Why does he look so old?
Yeah, you've noticed that too? It's really weird. Do the Xianzhou people age? I rarely see any old people on the Xianzhou ship, and when I do, they're usually travelers. But General Huaiyan looks like an ordinary old grandpa. Is he really a Xianzhou general?
Good question. He's right there. So why don't you ask him yourself?
Nah, I'd like to live a little longer.
We should leave. General Jing Yuan asked Yan-Qing to entertain us, so obviously, he has important matters to discuss.
This is the report Qingzu just sent me. Let me take a look. Looks like the General has given me a tough challenge. He wants me to try and help put the IPC's mind at ease.
This some kind of test?
Well, it's not exactly a test. As Cloud Knight officers, we not only learn the art of war and martial arts, but also occasionally have to handle diplomatic disputes. It's just, you know, talking things out isn't as straightforward as duking it out with weapons on the battlefield. This is especially true when you're up against the IPC, with their non-stop corporate babble. Well, let's not worry about that for now. Shall I take you to the inn?
Okay. After watching Yin-Qing and the others leave.
It is the Luofu's honor to have you in attendance at the war dance. Yet, the fact that a simple martial arts ceremony has attracted esteemed generals from the Zhu Ming and the Yao Qing implies intentions beyond mere spectating. Might there be any specific instructions from the Marshal?
You're overthinking it,
His eyes opened.
As I said, I'm here to broaden my granddaughter's horizons. I have no ulterior motives. However, I have no clue what the Yaoqing Arbiter General has in mind. Do you remember when you accepted this position? I told you that an Arbiter General's battlefield goes beyond the physical one. You'll need to lead and manage everything on the Xianzhou. The title of Arbiter General holds a weight far greater than its literal meaning. So many years have passed, and you've done well. However, longevity for the Xianzhou people can be a curse. Living too long means that every mistake you made will lurk in the shadows. And one day, they'll eventually catch up to you. The Marshal knows everything that has happened on the Luofu. As for the Merlin's Claw of the Yaoqing,
Merlin's Claw.
she has come specifically for you. Speaking of which, why hasn't she arrived yet? They say the Merlin's claw strikes like lightning. Being late isn't her style.
That's not true, General Huayan. She's been here a while, but I'm sure you've heard of her unbridled nature.
As soon as she disembarked from the star skiff, she mentioned having something to attend to, and simply disappeared.
You must be the messengers from the Xianzhou Yaoqing, I assume.
We are Jiaoqiu and Moza, retainers of the Merlin's Claw. It's an honor to meet you in person, Arbiter Generals.
Now this is interesting. A guest who doesn't come to visit but sends a message instead. What does she mean? Tell me, what could be more important to her than coming here?
Master heard about a spectacular view in Scale Gorge Waterscape. I believe she went there to enjoy it.
A spectacular view? Ha! Did you hear that, Jingyuan? This person is being sarcastic.
Please do not misunderstand me, General Huayan. I was simply stating the truth. Master thought it would be inappropriate to keep you waiting, so she sent us here. Once she's finished with admiring the scenery, she'll personally come and apologize to the both of you.
In the meantime, outside the Palace of Astrum.
Drat. I forgot to ask Yun-Li to return my sword.
He already did. She said no. I don't think you'll ever get it back.
Unacceptable. Every sword is precious to me. If it weren't for the General's interference, I would have taught that shameless girl a lesson in swordplay. By the way, I don't know if it's just me, but the General seemed a little reserved. Could it be because of Elder Huayan's visit?
Reserved? Really?
Maybe I'm just overthinking things.
No, you're not. When I entered the Palace of Astrum, I realized that the messenger from the Xianzhou Zhuming was actually the Arbiter General himself. So, the messenger from the Xianzhou Yaoqing must be the Merlin's Claw herself, I presume.
That's right.
Well, that's what makes this entire thing so unusual.
What's so unusual about it? They simply received an invitation from Jingyuan, just like the crew, right?
The war dance is just a small festival. And now we have 2 Arbiter Generals from other Xianzhou ships here. I'm afraid they're here for something more. Maybe they've come to hold Jingyuan accountable for the Ambrosial Arbor crisis?
Hold him accountable? Come on, didn't the Luofu fall victim to the disciples of Sanctus Medicus and the Antimatter Legion? Why would they blame the victim?
Don Shu's rebellion and Ventilia's scheming are merely one side of the story to the other Arbiter Generals of the Alliance. Only a single piece of incontrovertible evidence remains, creating an endless source of potential complications.
The Ambrosial Arbor.
Yes. It's undeniable that the plague mark, which was subdued by the Xianzhou Luofu, has resurfaced. But was it really a conspiracy instigated by the Antimatter Legion? Or does it indicate a traitorous intent from within the Luofu, implicating Jingyuan himself? Once the spark of suspicion is kindled, it proves hard to extinguish.
No wonder we were called back for the ceremony.
What was I thinking? Seriously, here I was looking forward to a carefree and enjoyable trip. But it seems wherever we go, drama is just around the corner.
You should just give up hope at this point. That's what I've done.
Aw, I was so excited. I thought those Arbiter Generals were just here to see the ceremony. By the way, I heard that an alchemist from the Zhuming diplomatic ship has arrived, And rumors say that she's to be the new Cauldron Master of the Alchemy Commission on the Luofu.
An alchemist from the Zhu Ming serving as the Cauldron Master on the Luofu? While it's not unheard of, the timing itself...
Thanks to your words, Mr. Dan Heng. Now I finally see the underlying tensions. The General is under tremendous pressure right now, but I was completely oblivious to his troubles. How naive of me.
Come on, don't think like that. Leave the adult matters to the adults. Even if you wanted to do something for the General, it's not like you can do anything. Did I say something wrong? Again?
Please, March, just keep quiet.
Miss March is right. I don't have the skills to share the General's burdens at the moment. Still, I'll do my best to follow his instructions. Let's go. Once I've taken you to your accommodations, I need to go to the Artisanship Commission to handle the IPC's protest.
He looks like he has a lot on his mind. We can't just let him go alone. Why don't we accompany you to the Artisanship Commission?
This is too much trouble. While I appreciate your kindness, dealing with the IPC's workers could be tricky. I'm afraid this will cause trouble for the Express.
No worries. We're pretty experienced in dealing with the IPC. You've heard of the 10 Stone Hearts? We've dealt with quite a few of them, right?
Yeah, I've beaten up 2 of them. Brag all you want. You don't drag me into this. You're a real conversation master. Stop. I don't want to end up in an IPC lawsuit. Yeah, don't drag me into this.
Hey, who's bragging? Anyway, this time it'll just be a few ordinary IPC workers. Surely you don't think they'll be even trickier than Aventurine, do you?
Well, since you're willing to help, I won't decline your kindness. Let's head to the Artisanship Commission and meet them.
Oh hey, a free book. Accompany Yanqing to the Artisanship Commission. Okie dokie.
Can I really reason with you Xianzhou people? I think I get it now. In your words, this is called looting a burning house, right?
But I am trying to reason with you here.
Why does that guy sound like Sampo?
Ugh, that toxic voice sounds familiar. Haven't I heard it before in Arum Alley?
Yes, that's where we've heard that, man.
You know what? This isn't my first time dealing with the Skyfaring Commission. I can handle your unreasonable ways. But straight up snatching IPC cargo, isn't that going a bit too far?
Just as I've said it many times already. Once we've inspected the cargo and completed the security check, you can be on your way. Is there something wrong with your ears, or is it just your brain?
Damn, okay.
I'm hearing you loud and clear. I'm thinking clear. And my answer is crystal clear. Not a chance. Keep detaining my cargo and I'll file a complaint directly with your general.
Did I just hear a dog barking?
You jerk! Who are you calling a dog? Wait, why are you here? You're staying on the Xianzhou, are you? What terrible luck! Wherever you go, disasters aren't far behind.
Aren't you the guest from the Astral Express? What brings you and Yanqing to the Artisanship Commission?
We're here to help out.
Trouble caused by the IPC? I'd say it's caused by the Skyfaring Commission.
Looks like you've met this IPC worker before. I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing. I was sent here to deal with the IPC protest, Misc. What's going on here?
As you know, this IPC transport ship was attacked by the Borisin and rescued by the Juming's diplomatic ship. Then the Cloud Knights were instructed to bring it back to the dock for repairs and inspections. And this is Mr. Scott, the person in charge of this transport ship.
So, you're Scott. I've heard him mention you. Weren't you kicked off the Lafu before? Why did you come back?
Like I wanted to come back. I thought I'd just dock at the harbor for repairs and leave this forsaken place for good. Little did I know, as soon as the ship entered the harbor, a bunch of Cloud Knights showed up and snatched all our cargo from the hold.
What do you mean by snatched? I've told you 1,000,000 times. It's a security check.
Then why did you bring the cargo to the Artisanship Commission? You even brought in some shady craftsmen. It's obvious you're trying to steal the IPC's patented technology!
Listen here. Firstly, the Skyfaring Commission detected dangerous items that could possibly be weapons in your cargo hold. That's why they called me here, to double-check. Secondly, where the heck did you get the idea that I'm a shady craftsman?
Even if there are dangerous items, what do they have to do with you? It's not even being shipped to the Lafu. We'll just fix the ship and be on our way. We won't unload our cargo here.
But you'll have to stay in the port for several days before your ship is repaired and you can take off again. How can we just leave unchecked items sitting here?
I understand, but we don't need to disassemble the cargo if it's just a security check, right?
In most cases, we don't. However, our scans discovered that the cargo doesn't only contain machinery, but also some substance that resembles biological tissue.
Biological tissue? Does this crate contain living things?
I'm afraid we'll need to wait for the Alchemy Commission for further confirmation. In any case, according to our regulations, we need to unseal one of the crates for further examination. But this IPC specialist has been hindering us on the grounds of patent secrecy.
The Alliance's regulations on biological products are very strict. Without further inspection, there is no way for the Skyfaring Commission to release the cargo.
Oh, really? Fine! If anyone lays a finger on that shipment, they'll have me to deal with. It doesn't matter if it's mechanical or biological. It's none of your business. I'm filing a complaint against the Skyfaring Commission's ridiculous regulations.
This Mr. Scott seems stubborn and difficult to persuade. Honestly, I really don't want to have a vicious confrontation with the IPC.
Well, I know a thing or two about convincing Scott.
I heard how you helped Aramali. The IPC representative back then was Mr. Scott, right? Since you've dealt with him before, it looks like I'll have to rely on you again.
What are you guys whispering about over there? Just hurry up and give us back our cargo.
We're doing this again, huh? At the end of negotiation, if your morale is higher than or equal to your opponent, it's considered a success. Otherwise, it's a failure. During the negotiation process, if either party's morale drops to 0, then the negotiation immediately ends. Your negotiation choices will lead to different outcomes, which can either increase or decrease your morale. As you make choices, the negotiation progresses until the number of negotiating rounds drops to 0, at which point the negotiation ends. During your turn, you can use negotiation strategies to apply various techniques to help you succeed. Here you can view your opponent's information. If you're unsure what to choose, click to view.
As I recall, this guy won't listen to reason and can only be persuaded with intimidation. But he does seem to follow rules to some extent. Let's use that against him.
Speaking of regulations, we have our own laws and regulations too. According to Article 4 of the Cienjo Alliance IPC Trade Consensus, The Alliance and IPC shall never infringe on each other's intellectual property rights.
Make proposals from a legal perspective. Start by making him feel uncomfortable. Use Yunqing's identity to intimidate him. Remember him, or remind him of his embarrassing past. Remember that time I got you to bark like a dog?
Hey everyone! Meet my old friend Scott. He's very talented, especially at imitating animals.
Stop it! Let's focus on
Okay,
the
that didn't
business
work.
at hand. What's the point in dragging up the past?
Oh, you're amazing! Can you teach me? Which animals can you imitate?
Just forget it. Even if we set aside the secrecy of intellectual property, these prototypes built by the Intelligentsia Guild are incredibly valuable, beyond your wildest imagination. If anything goes wrong, you won't be able to pay for it even with your lives.
Skip the reasoning and resort to good old violence? Assure him that you'll proceed with caution. Pay your compensation, you wish. The Skyfaring Commission can pay compensation. I don't know. They said intimidation, so...
Oh, I've got a brilliant idea. I'll just smash everything with my bat, and then you can hire someone to assess the damage. And that way, your cargo won't need any inspection, right?
Calm down. The General wants us to handle this peacefully.
So, this is
All
the
right, we're not
great
winning.
idea you came up with? Fine. Why don't you just step over my lifeless body?
Intimidation's not working.
Besides, the cargo on this transport vessel belongs to the Intelligentsia Guild. If you want to inspect the cargo, shouldn't you at least call in a member of the Intelligentsia Guild to be present?
Show him your extensive connections. Time to escape the issue. Or escalate. Try to resolve according to Shinjo regulations. Try to resolve according to IPC regulations. Maybe that's what we should do.
Since the Intelligentsia Guild entrusted the cargo to the IPC for transportation, it's the IPC's responsibility to ensure its safety, right? Why would you need a member of the Intelligentsia Guild to be present?
Let me tell you something. As stated in Article 17 of the IPC's Building Material Logistics Department Transport Agreement Law, subsequent to the dispatch of goods and during their transit, all risks, save for those pertaining to the transportation safety, shall be the sole liability of the consignor. Well, only protect the integrity of the goods and prevent anyone with ill intentions from getting their hands on them, for example.
Hi. That guy here. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know IBC trade regulations. I'm not sure why I'm negotiating this.
As for whether the cargo itself poses a security threat to the destination, that's not our responsibility. It appears we have reached an area beyond your expertise, doesn't it? The complexity of legal studies are indeed challenging.
Negotiation failed.
All right, that's enough. I'm not going to repeat myself 100 times. I thought you were reasonable and civilized, but now it seems you Cienjo folks just don't understand the basics of business. We've signed a confidentiality and security agreement with the Intelligentsia Guild, and if we breach it, we'll have to pay a hefty sum. Even if we sold the souls of every employee in the marketing development department on this planet, it still wouldn't be enough to cover the costs. Listen up, kid. I don't mind delaying this transport for a few more days. Once the engines are repaired, our ship will leave immediately, and you won't have any reason to inspect the cargo.
If that's the case, I can assure you the Cloud Knights won't let your ship leave.
Oh, really? Then you'll receive a ton of complaints from the Intelligentsia Guild and the IPC's Marketing Development Department. You're too young. I don't think you understand the chaos your rash decision will cause.
Since you put it that way, Mr. Scott, I'll take it as your agreement to the inspection procedure. Now...
Ah, not so fast, you little brat. According to the IPC regulations, I have the right to arm myself and protect the property on my transport ship.
I thought you were reasonable and civilized. But now, it seems the IPC just wants to play by its own rules. My apologies, Mr. Scott.
Stop him, guys! For the Amber Lord! For the Amber Lord!
We're just fighting them now, huh? This is gonna cause a diplomatic incident.
Divination. Together as one. You can't hurt me. Until everything burns to ashes!
So I guess this is how we win even if we lose. It would have been kind of cool if we just lost though, you know?
Fight to live! You could have surrendered. By the order of the Ten Lord, execute the Marastruck! I will claim victory for myself. Set to the sea, go play!
Free will, or was it fate? Still waters of oblivion.
Firefly Type 4, in position! I see through you.
Another journey begins.
Join the battle.
You could have surrendered.
Free will.
Get up, all of you! Why is the IPC even paying you? You're a bunch of losers!
Just be grateful that that little brat showed you mercy. At least your staff aren't seriously injured. How do you IPC cronies have the audacity to fight Cloud Knights? You practically assaulted law enforcement officers.
Another one? Who the heck are you?
I may be a bit late, but the good news is, I'm here now. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Lingsha, Cauldron Master and head of the Alchemy Commission on the Lawfu.
So that's the new head of the Alchemy Commission. The girl who looks a lot like Sparkle. It's really weird. When they first showed her picture off, when they announced the update, she looks a little less like Sparkle, perhaps in the 3D model, but the picture especially, she looks a lot like Sparkle.
Yeah, she's the new Cauldron Master assigned here from the Xianzhou Zhuming.
Oh, she got pointy ears. I guess she's a Vigiatora. Actual Vigiatora character with pointy ears? Finally.
I received a report from the Artisanship Commission about cargo containing samples of unknown organisms. It said they needed help from the Alchemy Commission. I had nothing better to do, so I came myself. It's fine, Mr. Scott. If you really don't want your cargo to be inspected, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter? How can you say that?
Why are you being so nice all of a sudden? Well, since you're not going to check it, I'll take this crate and be on my way. Is that okay with everyone?
Oh, that's the crate? I thought that was just a building thing.
Yeah, sure. Why should I object? Not only this sample, but all the goods on the transport ship are yours to keep. Like I said, we won't inspect them.
Wait a minute!
Well, that's more like it. If only the young displayed a more reasonable attitude, we could have sidestepped that altercation just now. Our ship will leave in a few days once the engines are repaired.
Your ship can leave whenever you want, but I'm afraid I can't say the same for your cargo. According to the import and export regulations signed between the Cienjo and IPC, all biological shipments can only leave the port when they have confirmed to be of no threat, or when all biological activity expires. Since we can't determine if your shipment is safe for the environment, I guess we'll have to wait for its biological activity to expire. Let me check the previous cases. Normally, it'll only take around 47 star calendar years.
Only 47 years?
Why so surprised? You're still young and full of energy. I'm pretty sure you'll live a few more decades. Have some confidence in yourself.
Ha! Typical of a long-life species. Your words are dripping with sarcasm. While you may not care about time, I do. I'll be demanding double compensation from the Skyfaring Commission for every minute wasted.
Sure thing, Mr. Scott. You seem pretty confident that your career and life will last long enough to witness this victory unfold.
Step aside, guys. Let them do the inspection.
But, Mr. Scott...
Come on, we're already in enough trouble. Just let them do the security inspection. And if needed, I can always grovel before the Intelligentsia Guild later. I'm just using my head for what it's apparently good for, right?
Thanks, bro.
Well, honestly, at least you're not as annoying as that woman. Bro, just do the inspection.
I actually registered my choice.
This lady is really something else.
Yeah, she's also sassy like Sparkle. Are we sure this isn't Sparkle?
Is this the IPC product?
Listen up. Any damages caused by inspections will be filed with the IPC.
Turn it off.
But that's a robot. Unless there's bio in it. When an ally is inflicted with Terror Grip, attacking the caster of Terror Grip once can dispel Terror Grip. When Terror Grip ends, if the caster of Terror Grip is not attacked to dispel Terror Grip, then the affected ally will fall into the terrified state and be unable to perform actions.
Oh, how unexpected. That was a surprise. Fortune's clouded.
Wait a second, is that a robot Boris? Is that what this is? A combat machine developed by the Intelligentsia Guild, utilizing Borisan biological tissue. The tenacious vitality of long-life species, and the slaughter algorithm evolved over countless ages.
Has it converged and awakened?
Free will, or was it fate?
Fascinating. Which is probably why they didn't want the Shinjo to open it, since it is Borisan specifically.
Until everything burns to ashes!
And I did think earlier, I think it was Yin Ching, someone said like, oh, the IPC and the Borisan like must be fighting a lot or something.
I can't spend my wake span waiting.
And like maybe that's true. It depends on maybe the pack of Borisan, but there are accounts of, I mean, the Borisan, as opposed to what the Shinjo believe, because we know the Shinjo are kind of racist, and as opposed to what March also said, Borisan are people, and the IPC and the Borisan do like perform trades and you know, economic activity together. So.
Another journey begins. On still waters of oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
You could have surrendered.
No words for the moon.
By the order of the Ten Lords, execute the Marastruck! This is more than a...
Free will, or was it fate? Destined for oblivion.
Damage sustained.
Yin and yang.
I don't think we got the heal again. I'm not sure. Acheron's dying though.
Converge and awaken. Human creations.
Another journey begins.
No one missed the Marastruck.
Set in position.
A quick divination.
Oh, so each person has to attack because each person has Terror Grip.
Still
You
waters
see?
of oblivion.
Join the battle.
Until everything burns to ashes! Set the seas aflame! It came together.
Again. Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Fight to live!
It's time.
There we go.
Were you seriously planning to leave this stuff unchecked at the dock for days? That's way too dangerous.
So I wonder if the Borisin attacked the IPC because they knew this was on it and they wanted their like biological tissue back or something.
I had no idea about it. You must have accidentally triggered the cargo's defense program.
I don't think trying to shift the blame is a wise choice.
But seriously, I don't know why that thing suddenly started moving. I swear on the Amber Lord.
Enough. Miss Shikwe, please escort our IPC guest to the Skyfaring Commission.
I'm on it. Please follow me, Mr. Scott.
Gentlemen, our preliminary inspection shows that there is indeed hidden biological tissues inside, just like the craftsman feared. I can't even tell if it's ingenium or biological in nature.
Why do you say that?
The core of this device is what they call wetware in industry slang. To put it simply, this machine operates with a kind of biological nerve as its control center.
I'll take some samples for the alchemist to analyze and figure out where the biological tissue comes from.
Why would the Intelligentsia Guild use such unethical technology? Perhaps they're trying to create a new weapon?
Yeah, that was it.
Whatever the reason is, it's probably why the Borisin attacked the ship. No wonder the IPC were trying to obstruct our inspection. I'll contact the Ten Lords Commission and ask the judges to come and give their final verdict on this. According to our rules, All prisoners and weapons involving dangerous creatures must be taken to the shackling prison for further sentencing. After all, it's the safest place on the Luofu. As for you, Mr. Craftsman, please go with the Cloud Knights and explain the situation to the judge.
After a while, everyone disperses and goes their own way.
I had a feeling that the IPC members would cause trouble, but I didn't think they'd be this tricky. Thanks for your help, Miss Linksha.
I should thank you for saving my life. Your sword skills were impressive. Taking down that big guy. I thought the General's retainers were all burly martial masters. I didn't expect Yenqing to be so...
Young, cute, miniature.
Huh? As for you, you must be the guests from the Astral Express, right? Saving the Luofu from that crisis. It's so impressive.
Yeah, we're kind of cool.
It wasn't a big deal. Really.
It's still early, so why don't we get some tea at the Alchemy Commission? We can discuss your suggestions for revitalizing the commission.
I'd be happy to accept your invitation.
And you three are coming too, right?
Sure. There is no choice. Wow, that's crazy.
Nothing to see here. These machines are to be shut down. Keep your distance.
You need to heal. Shusheng's here. What is she doing here? She always in the Alchemy Commission?
Hey! You're back!
No.
Why didn't you say anything in the group chat?
Why didn't we? She asked a good question.
I'm on duty. Let's catch up later.
Oh, she's on duty. I guess that makes sense. You look so pretty when you're serious. Wow, okay. Why are you standing guard here? Alright, I'll leave it to you. Pull a funny face at her. You can just flirt with Xu Sheng? That's fascinating. Fascinating. Sure, let's just see what the heck happens.
Cut it out. I'm carrying out my sacred
Alright,
duty.
denied.
Stop hanging around here and find something better to do. Once I'm done in a few days, call up Lil Gui and Wawa, and let's grab a meal at Aurum Alley. It's been ages since we hung out. Goodbye.
Bye. Is, what's her face here? No. She's gone. Bailu, that's her name.
I'm here to pay my respects to the new cauldron.
Oh, new book. Nice. To the new cauldron master.
I'm Sha Hong, a messenger sent by Preceptor Tao Ran. He wanted to come and congratulate his kindred on becoming cauldron master personally, but health limitations hindered his visit. So, I'm here to pay my respects to the Cauldron Master on his behalf. Could you let her know about my arrival, dear Chief Alchemist?
Master Lingsha just arrived on the Luofu and is still settling in and getting her work in order. She's quite busy and unable to meet guests right now. Please...
Well then, please
Understand.
pass this humble gift on to her.
I'm pretty sure this humble gift from the Preceptor himself is quite valuable. As a mere Chief Alchemist, I am unable to deliver it. Should any mishap occur, I couldn't bear the consequences.
I see. So, when will I be able to see Master Ling Sha?
I'm not sure. Whenever Master Ling Sha feels it is appropriate, she will most certainly get in touch with you.
Then, I shall wait with anticipation.
There you are, Master Ling Sha. Just a reminder, the Alchemy Commission on the Law Fu has always had a close relationship with the Preceptors, so avoiding a meeting like this doesn't align with our standing practices.
Practices? Come on. You make it sound like the long-standing practices in this Alchemy Commission are something great.
I'm so glad Lingsha, her hair doesn't split down the middle. I mean, it splits at the end, but that's more realistic. It doesn't split down the middle, though. I was starting to believe that any character with long hair, like, for some reason, had to have it split. Like, it was some sort of almost game limitation, but it's not. Someone finally doesn't have it.
You're right, Cauldron Master. In this case, I'll continue handling them on your behalf.
Thank you for your help.
Also didn't know we were playing as Lingsha, technically. Yulo, Alchemy Commission Chief Alchemist. I feel like she was mentioned because there was someone... We're gonna have to look. There was someone mentioned as the temporary head alchemist until a new one took over. I don't even remember if they mentioned the new one is going to be from another ship or not. The question is, which book was that? Oh yes, yeah, currently Chief Alchemist Yulo serving as the acting head. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it doesn't say, it just says the Alliance will appoint a new head for the Lofu. So they chose Lingsha. Open the cargo is not so different from an open casket. When two blades meet. No. In diplomacy, you occasionally need to play hardball. Use physical means to persuade the IPC specialists. We didn't persuade them though, but before the Raging Moon counter ends, all enemies on the field have their Raging Moon dispelled. Yeah. Anyone else to talk to?
The High Elder commanded the luminescent depths to rise. Everyone is amazed.
The news is spreading pretty fast.
Word got around pretty quick. Even my sister came and told me about it. Well, it's caused quite a stir. So what exactly is going on? Why is everyone talking about it? Here's the story. A healer prescribed a pellet to a patient. As it turned out, the patient swallowed the whole pellet without reading the prescription. But the pellet, steel and wax as big as someone's fist, the prescription laid it out very clearly that the patient had to cut the pellet open and consume the medicine extract inside. I have no idea how the patient managed to swallow the pellet. As big as a fist, it's unbelievable that the patient could swallow it. Indeed. However, I'm not surprised by it. After all, I've dealt with all sorts of patients over the years as the Alchemy Commission. That's not relevant to the story, but interesting.
All these years, and the view of the Alchemy Commission hasn't changed a bit. The tides come and go, but the ancient sea remains the same. For us Vidyadhara, there's nothing more nostalgic than our homeland.
You're a Lofu native, Miss Lingsha?
Yes, I grew up here, listening to the sound of waves while researching prescriptions with my mentors and peers at the Alchemy Commission. It's kind of sad, isn't it? Everything changes, but somehow remains familiar. Just like you, Don Hung, I traveled far from home, and now I've returned. Seeing the familiar scenery brings back a hint of nostalgia.
The view here would be even better without the ambrosial arbor.
Oh, really? I think that towering tree looks pretty impressive.
Even if it's impressive, it's a plague mark. The Xianzhou have been fighting abominations for thousands of years. And now that the ambrosial arbor has been reborn, it's only natural for everyone to feel uneasy.
Well, once a seed is planted, no matter how long it takes, it'll eventually sprout and bear fruit, in my humble opinion. The rebirth of the ambrosial arbor and the resurgence of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus were inevitable. The seed was already planted when the ancestors of the Xianzhou sought immortality.
Why such a serious topic all of a sudden? We can't just make wild speculations about these things, Miss Lingsha. I thought we were here to have some tea, but where's the tea?
My bad. Well, since you went through the entire ambrosial arbor crisis firsthand, Dan Heng and Lieutenant Yanqing, I'd like to discuss something with you.
What would you like to discuss, Miss Lingsha?
I was lucky enough to be chosen by the Alliance to come in and clean up all the old grime in the Alchemy Commission. Honestly, the Alchemy Commission is riddled with problems and has reached a point where fixing it seems impossible. I'm looking to remedy this problem, but was wondering if you could provide any insights.
Well, even though I'm a Vidyadharan like you, I'm an outsider, just like my companions here. I can't really say much about a remedy, but I do have a piece of advice, Miss Lingsha. The Vidyadhara and the Alchemy Commission on the Luofu have always been intricately connected. If you cannot distance yourself from these ties, Miss Lingsha, changing the situation within the Alchemy Commission may be quite challenging.
I may not know about politics, but I do know that the disciples of Sanctus Medicus have been operating within the Alchemy Commission for years. If you're determined to root them out, maybe you should discuss it with the General.
I see. Thank you for your valuable insights. While the Lux Arrow from the Rainbow possesses unparalleled power to sever the ambrosial arbor, it can't sever mortals' desire to prolong their existence. Just like how the Cloud Knights can eliminate the remnants of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, but are unable to calm the hearts and minds of the people within the Alchemy Commission. Our Xianzhou forebears knew this well, and that's why they entrusted the duty of guarding the roots of the arbor to the Vidyadhara. However, the Vidyadhara are still only mortal beings. 30 years ago, my mentor served as Alchemy Commission's Cauldron Master. She recognized the emerging undercurrents and sought to cleanse the source of the disturbance. Unfortunately, even though she was skilled in the art of healing, she didn't understand the human heart or how to eliminate the sickness lurking within the depths of the Alchemy Commission. In the end, she was framed and exiled to the Juming. I was also implicated and had to leave the Luofu. And guess who arbitrated the case and handed down the sentence? None other than General Jing Yuan himself.
But they hired you to be the head of the commission now? That's weird.
What?
You heard it right. The ones responsible for the corruption in the Alchemy Commission are not just the remnants of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus, but even the Divine Foresight himself. Alas, why is your face turning pale, Yanqing? Don't worry about it. I understand that when someone holds a position of power, they may sometimes have to make tough decisions. I won't hold any personal grudges against him. Besides, at our age, holding personal grudges is a luxury we can't afford.
Lingsha, you're back! Ugh, I've been waiting ages for you.
Yunli! Why aren't you with your grandpa? What brings you to the Alchemy Commission? Well, let me take this opportunity to introduce you to Yanqing.
What a small world. You stole my sword! Give it back!
I see. Let's skip the introduction part then.
Why do I keep bumping into you? Are you stalking me or something?
Of course not. Unlike you, Miss Yunli, I have important things to take care of. You, on the other hand, seem to have all the time in the world to wander around without returning my sword.
Grandpa used to say that a sword reflects its master. I talked to your sword, and it told me that you've been distracted. You hesitate when you should strike, and you struggle to stay calm when your sword is unsheathed. Now that I see you again, I realize your sword was right. It wasn't me who took your sword. It was you who lost focus.
Maybe we should, maybe we should leave these two to bicker, and we should... It's getting a little awkward.
Do you really expect me to believe that nonsense? I've been taking it easy on you because you're a guest from the Juming, but you're not taking the hint. Don't people from the Juming know you're supposed to return what you've borrowed?
Just look at this flying sword. Even if I gave it back to you now, it'd just be taken away again in a few hours. You know the Cloud Knight saying, a Cloud Knight must never let slip their weapon, yes? Well, sure, I can give it back to you now, but on the battlefield, that's a whole different story.
Poor flying sword. Fine! You don't have to give it back, because I'll take it back myself!
Is this the war dance?
Between these two, who do you think is tougher, Dan Heng? Don't get me wrong. I'm just curious.
Get ready to separate them.
Nah, I think that we should just let them fight it out.
It is my first day at the Alchemy Commission. A brawl is definitely not how I imagined celebrating it.
Well, since you don't approve, I won't draw my sword here.
Just block that a little bit.
I didn't mean it in that way. Since you've already drawn your swords, you'd be disappointed if you didn't get to test one another, right? I've received reports that the delves near the Alchemy Commission are still infested with abominations. Seems like my predecessors left quite a mess. So, if you two want to determine who's better, why not focus on them instead of each other?
Clearing out some abominations? Sounds boring.
It's the Cloud Knight's duty to eliminate those abominations. You don't have to ask me twice, Miss Lingsha. I'll help you get rid of them.
Oh, you think you're the only one who knows how to behave? If Lingsha needs anything, I'll gladly draw my sword and help her out.
It's so heartwarming to see both of you being so sweet and caring. So then, Shall we get going?
But do we have to go? We weren't. Wait, we're not Cloud Knights, or.
Ever since the disciples of Sanctus Medicus were eradicated, their experimental abominations have been festering here. If you want a contest, I'll be the referee. The one who kills the most abominations within an hour wins.
Lingsha, as always, you're still an expert in making unpaid work sound so noble and grand.
It's for your own good, little Yunli. While you desire to compete against each other, I don't want to see either of you getting hurt.
That's really thoughtful of you, Cauldron Master.
So, are you both ready?
Watch Ying Qing and duel Yunli. Okay, we're just watching. Okay.
Ugh. Looks like my predecessors left quite a mess. Let me say it again. The one who kills the most abominations within. Be careful when you draw your swords, and make sure you don't hurt each other.
Can we start now, Lingsha?
We're just fighting random abominations. Oh, also Ying Qing's here. But they took out they took out Zhe. Why did they? They shifted everyone down a spot. That's weird. Why didn't they just replace the first person in my party? Why did they shift everyone down? That's weird. I would rather them just replace Acheron. When Yunli takes action, she'll use attacks to defeat the enemy first. The number of enemies defeated by Ying Qing and Yunli is recorded here. Oh wow. There's actually a bar. We have to measure. That's cool.
Strike with heart. A quick divination.
Cause you confusion. Yeah, it's.
Gather as one.
That's a weird way to do it.
All things in this world, human creations.
That's half the work.
Now, does it have to literally be Yin Qing killing them, or does it just my whole party count as Yin Qing killing them? Because it's
joining the battle.
An important distinction, I would feel.
Until everything burns to ashes. Set to the seas of flame. A one-time enemy.
I didn't expect someone who can't even hold on to his sword to actually have descend to earth.
He uses a flying sword. Of course he doesn't hold on to it.
You're not striking where it counts. It's such a shame to see you misuse your sword like that.
Oh my gosh. She's annoying.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Okay, yeah, it's everyone.
That's half the work. Again.
Okay, we can't. We gotta make sure he wins. We can't have Yin Qing losing this one.
This is more than battle. Set to the seas of flame. A quick divination.
Time for swordplay. Blade and flight. Practice is over. Swords descend.
Through clouds.
She kind of cheats because she just gets an ultimate every every time she acts, and has like boosted damage that just kills them all in one shot.
No matter.
Again.
Meanwhile, the game shifted my team, and so like if you had a specific team set up, it's just ruined now.
oblivion.
Strike apart!
Initiate
All
cleanup.
things in this world. Human creations!
Detonate.
It came together.
How many can you block?
Descend to Earth!
Another journey begins. Destined for oblivion. I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
Until everything burns to ashes! Attack detected!
Blade and flight!
Again?
No matter.
That's half the work.
Set the seas ablaze!
A one-time enemy! Practice is over. Swords descend!
I don't know how long this goes on for. It's over, and we lost. Dang it.
See? I won. Your technique was all over the place, and you relied too much on speed. Is this really all the Cloud Knights of the Lawfu can muster? So disappointing.
All you did was chop down a few monsters. Don't get carried away with yourself.
Oh. Well, then I'll give you a chance. Defeat me, or hand over all your swords.
If you're trying to pick a fight, just ask, because I'm ready for ya.
Damn, she's cool.
Well thought, my young friend. However, both of you have shortcomings. One of you focuses on dodging and weaving, while the other relies on brute strength, trying to take down targets with a single strike.
Who are you?
Me? I'm just a patient seeking medicine from the Alchemy Commission. A passerby, if you will. I thought I'd see my fill of impressive fights during the war dance. Yet here I am, able to witness a remarkable fight at the Alchemy Commission, of all places. Well, the Lawfu is never short of surprises. However, I have a small suggestion for you. Why don't you settle this dispute fair and square in the war dances ring? That way, you can resolve your differences with a proper duel and put your grudges behind you.
Grudges? No, not at all. Yunli and I, we were just sparring.
Sparring? You summoned your flying swords and she swung her sword with full strength. No grudges between you. I don't believe it.
Aha! What brings you here, Lady Fei Xiao? Have you finished your health consultation with the Dragon Lady? Fei Xiao? Grandpa always talks about you. Could it be that you are...
The Merlin's Claw of the Xianzhou Yaoqing?
Looks like I'm quite famous on the Xianzhou Lawfu, too.
Of course. Everyone has heard of the great general, known to all and unbeknown to none.
The Vanquishing General.
Great General. Isn't that title a bit too narcissistic? I don't like it. Ooh, I heard there's a dozing general on the Lawfu, so I came up with a humble nickname for myself. The Lacking General. Lacking in worries, regrets, and rivals.
Clever. It's a clever one.
Sounds much better, right?
Yeah, that's a befitting title that sounds both humble and impressive. Now that the sparring session is over, Yanqing and Yunli, shouldn't you politely thank General Fei Xiao for her guidance and bury the hatchet?
Here's your sword. Keep it safe. Or it might get taken away again. By the way, we haven't settled the score yet. I'll defeat you fair and square next time we fight.
This is how she apologizes? Now that I finally got my sword back, I should report to the seat of divine foresight. I'll take my leave, General Fei Xiao. Oh, by the way, Miss Linksha, if you've got some free time, I'd like to invite you to the seat of divine foresight for a chat with General Jingyuan. I think there's more to those personal grudges you mentioned earlier.
Thanks for stepping in, General Fei Xiao. Otherwise, I'd have had to knock them out with my incense.
Not at all. Just doing what you asked. How about we call it even as payment for the healer lady's consultation?
Sorry, but even a general needs to pay their bills. We don't do credit here. And let's not forget, you'd have been waiting decades for a chance to see the Dragon Lady if it weren't for me.
Well, you can always send the bill to the seat of divine foresight and say it's for mentoring those kids. After all, it was quite the effort splitting them up. I nearly had to get tough. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to find a spot and get some fresh air.
A moment later, Fei Xiao leisurely walks to the ancient seaside shore. It didn't look like she had a tail, though, which is interesting.
Back already? You've met with Jing Yuan and wandered around for a few hours. So, what do you think?
It appears that the Divine Foresight is using this war dance as a show of strength to convince everyone that the Lawfu is prospering after the Ambrosial Arbor crisis.
But... I know you're going to say but, right?
But the influx of people attending the war dance is like a breeding ground for disorder and rumors. One wrong move, and the Lawfu could be in a world of chaos.
The Cloud Knights on the streets remain vigilant, so at the very least, General Jingyuan is aware of this. As for other matters, I'm unable to say.
That guy's voice is so deep.
I'd prefer to be excused from future meetings with generals. I'm just a military healer. And now all of a sudden I'm thrust onto the center stage having cordial chats with two generals?
My work doesn't lend itself to being in the limelight either.
Just stop whining. At least you're in one piece, right? Before getting in touch with General Jing Yuan, I wanted to put aside my assumptions and see his momentum. That includes the overall bearing of the Cloud Knights on the street, what people are saying, and how those close to him behave.
The might of an army dwells not within its pawns, but within the force of its collective momentum. Recognizing this fact reveals the true measure of power. Thanks for enlightening me, General.
A perfectly clear statement turned confusing thanks to your translation. You've made me lose where I was now. Anyway, this is how I operate in battle, so you might as well get used to it.
Are you treating General Jingyuan as your enemy?
The longest-serving general of the Xianzhou Law Firm. Do you think he'd have only a few enemies?
By the way, General, you met the healer lady, yes? Could you show me the medicine she prescribed you?
Well, the healer lady couldn't do anything about my condition. She just told me to enjoy some tasty food.
Yeah, it sounds like something she would say. Yeah.
So not even the famed healer lady could help? Don't worry. I'll fulfill my promise and find a way to cure you. Actually, I've found some leads.
Well, life and death, Zhao Chou. It's all predetermined.
Zhao Chou.
Upon starting my military career, I made a pledge that the rest of my life would be dedicated to being the Xianzhou spearhead, hunting down the abominations of abundance till the end of my days. As long as I can fulfill that deep-seated desire, I don't care how long I live. You asked if I view General Jingyuan as my enemy. No. My real enemy has always been myself.
Enjoy some tasty food. So, what's for dinner tonight?
Jeez. You really know how to read the room, don't you?
You guys figure it out for yourselves. I'm due to catch up with an old war friend I've not seen for quite a long time.
Meanwhile, Yanqing and that guy returned to the Exulting Sanctum. I wonder what happened to her tail. Did a Heliobite eat it like Hua Hua?
Hey! Was that the Yaoqing general who just dropped in out of nowhere? Oh, she's so awesome!
She's pretty awesome.
I mean, when Yun Li swung that massive sword, she just casually blocked her attack with ease.
Mine too.
Yeah. But to go up against Yun Li is quite impressive, you know? That aura of heroism and grace. It almost makes me want to learn Xianzhou swordplay. You think so too, right?
Yep, those moves are awesome. That general totally is something else. Oh yeah, Shinjo's swordplay is really good. Like, really, really good. What? That general, though.
I agree. General Fei Xiao is indeed impressive.
I was actually hoping you'd give Yanqing some praise.
Thanks for the kind words, Miss March. The war dance is coming up, and I've been chosen to represent the Cloud Knights in the ceremony.
Yanqing can get some praise when his character development actually happens. It feels kind of weird that he's like going through this fighting thing again, even though the last time we were interacting with him, his whole thing was about fighting. He tried to fight Jing Liu and lost, and then he had to stand up to Dan Heng and everything, and I thought he had some development there, but now we're back at it again.
I've had my fair share of defeats lately, and even though I know there are always more skilled sword masters out there, seeing General Fei Xiao's skills today has made me feel a bit uneasy again.
Don't underestimate yourself. After all, generals won't fight in the ring during the war dance. Just remember the state of mind you had when you single-handedly took on me and Blade, putting life and death aside. With that mindset, you can prevail against most challengers.
I see. Thanks for the advice, Master Danheng. By the way, now that today's events are over, General Jing Yuan wants to invite all of you to the Seat of Divine Foresight. He has something important to discuss.
Something important?
I bet it's about how to deal with the generals from the Yaoqing and the Juming.
I really don't want to get caught up in grown-up games so soon. I just hope Generals Fei Xiao and Huaiyan can see the truth. We don't need any more chaos on the Luofu before the war dance.
A crossing of blades and hearts. Head to the Seat of Divine Foresight and meet with the general.
Need your extractor cleaned or your star skip serviced?
I don't believe in ghosts.
Hey, Jingja.
So what if it's still work hours? That won't stop.
Would you like me to relay your message?
Oh, there's. Oh, they're both here. they're all here. Okay, great.
Earlier at the Palace of Astrum, I introduced these guests from the Astral Express to you, Elder Huayan. But with all the people around, we only exchanged pleasantries. Now, I'd like to officially introduce them to you. These three braved great dangers, accompanying me to perilous places, defeating the chief culprit Vantilia, and uncovering the conspiracies of the disciples of Sanctus Medicus. If you wish to know more, please, feel free to ask us.
Well, I skimmed through the reports about the Arbor's rebirth from the Master Diviner Hu Xuan. She's been summoned to the Yuchui for questioning. There are a lot of doubts within the Alliance about this whole situation. But despite all that, I believe in you. Since you joined the ranks, you have repeatedly achieved remarkable feats. After the High Cloud Quintet each went their separate ways, despite the many criticisms within the Alliance, the Marshal still stood firm against the dissenting voices and entrusted the Luofu to you. Over the years, you've served the Alliance with loyalty and wisdom. You've taken down abominations in Thalassa, rescued the Xianzhou Yuchui from a siege, and destroyed the demonic planet summoned by the denizens of abundance. I still remember those battles vividly.
A demonic planet.
There are fools
like
who doubt
Nabaru?
your loyalty. They're happy to see the divine foresight fail because it gives them some kind of sick satisfaction. They haven't achieved anything of their own, so they feed off the failures of others. But I've seen enough failures in my time, and I want to believe that your loyalty has never wavered.
So, General Fei Xiao of the Yaoqing is the only one investigating the Ambrosial Arbor crisis on behalf of the Alliance?
No. I am too.
This old man's words always catch me off guard.
The Marshal ordered me to come to the Xianzhou Luofu, but the document only says, attend the war dance and listen to Fei Xiao's questioning.
Since it's the Marshal's orders, do we need to step aside?
No need for that. You're all important witnesses. The Marshal is well aware of Jing Yuan's purpose in holding the ceremony, and understands the situation he is facing. She mentioned it because she believes both issues are important.
I don't know if they've talked about the Marshal really before. I kind of assumed the generals were fully in charge alongside at least the Ten Lords Commission. And I guess the Charioteers. But now there's a Marshal. I don't they probably have mentioned the Marshal. I just don't remember though.
Thanks for your kindness and sincerity, Elder Huayan. But is it appropriate to tell everyone here about the Marshal's orders?
By introducing the Express's witnesses to me alone, aren't you aiming to discern the intentions behind both my actions and Fei Xiao's? And whether there's any discord between us? Well, since I'm being open and honest with you, I encourage you young folk to do the same. As for the Ambrosial Arbor crisis, all I need to do is listen. General Fei Xiao will be the one asking the questions. To be honest, I'm more concerned about the timely start of the war dance. Oh, by the way, I've prepared a gift for the war dance.
A gift? Is it Stellar Jade? Admired the sword.
Yes.
Is it a sword made of Stellar
This case
Jade?
right here.
This case gleams with a muted luster, crafted from a material neither wood nor metal. Its surface is masterfully woven with metallic threads outlining an intricate pattern of lotus flowers.
There will be numerous contests and celebrations during the war dance, and the main event will be the Ringmaster's Challenge. The host will dispatch a skilled warrior to take on challengers from all over the cosmos, showcasing the excellent martial arts of the Xianzhou Lawfu. When you mentioned that the Astral Express would be attending the ceremony, I thought the High Elder of the Lawfu would be the Ringmaster.
You humor me, Elder Huayan. The healer lady is just a young lady who knows nothing about martial arts. How can I assign her as the Ringmaster?
I'm no match to you when it comes to joking.
What's this box for? Why don't you open it, General Huayan?
This sword case is intended for the War Dance's award. It's empty now, but in a few days, a precious sword will be delivered and stored inside. I don't mean to boast about our skills, but this sword represents the pinnacle of the Zhuming's craftsmanship. It has a legendary history, full of heroic tales from foreign lands, tales that are too detailed to be summarized in just a few words. Since the delegation delivering the sword hasn't arrived yet, I'll just leave the case here for now. I've been wondering who would be worthy of such a sword. And then it hit me. I can award it to the champion of the Ringmaster's Challenge. The ceremony's champion is sure to be a perfect match for the sword. Moreover, I hear that Yanqing is an excellent swordmaster, and that he will be representing the Lawfu as the Ringmaster, so it seems like a perfect gift for him.
Thank you for your generosity, Elder Huayan.
If you want to give me a sword, just say the word, Grandpa. No need to beat around the bush.
You've got confidence, my girl, but I don't think you can best Yanqing.
Damn.
I know you're all about swords, Miss Yunli. It's just a shame that it's the sword that ultimately chooses its rightful master.
Yeah, and even if someone gets their hands on such a precious sword, it'll probably end up in someone else's.
The outcome of our duel at the Alchemy Commission is still up in the air. Since you're interested, why don't you represent the Xianzhou Juming and challenge me in the ring?
That's exactly what I had in mind. Nobody knows who's gonna come out on top. It could be me, could be someone else. It'll probably be me. But whatever happens, it won't be him.
What a statement. Looks like Fei Xiao was right.
Not to be rude or anything. We've been watching their drama. I'm dying to find out who beats who.
Quiet down. We have other guests here. I've prepared this sword to add some excitement to the ceremony, not to have you two squabble. It's not a good look for the Alliance. While you both seem confident that you'll win, you need to remember there can only be one winner and one loser in the ring, which could lead to hard feelings. Actually, I have an idea. We don't know who the winner will be, and it might not be either of you. But if you're eyeing that prize, you'll need to work together. I want you to take on an apprentice who will take part in the war dance and win at least one match.
How does that make sense?
In my humble opinion, while a Cloud Knight is commendable by securing victories, it's even more so to pass on your skills and spread the way of swordplay. I'd be greatly pleased if this apprentice could represent the Express in the war dance, displaying their Cloud Knight flair and prowess.
Well, Elder Huayan's idea is quite interesting. Imparting swordplay skills requires teamwork, and both the winner and the loser will learn a valuable lesson regardless of the outcome. The question is, whom should the two of them take as an apprentice?
Do we have to?
I noticed just now that Miss March seemed quite interested in the outcome of your sword fight. So I thought, why not teach her the art of swordplay?
Wait, are you serious, General? Why am I being dragged into this all of a sudden? I've never practiced swordplay before. I'm a total newbie. You really think I can learn it? Well, you'll probably realize I have no hope and give up on me. And that'd be so embarrassing.
Just accept your fate, March.
Isn't this a perfect chance for you? I remember you mentioning that you wanted to learn some sword moves.
Yeah, I did say that. But this is all happening so quickly, don't you think?
Miss March is like a piece of jade in the rough, just waiting to be shaped. The war dance is the perfect opportunity to see what heights she can reach.
I appreciate your kind words, General YN. But won't teaching me swordplay be a waste of Yanqing and Yunli's time? They should be preparing for the ceremony. Plus, I heard that each swordmaster has their own special moves. What if they let something slip while teaching me? If everyone knows each other's tactics, won't that make it hard to catch people off guard during the war dance?
That's considerate of you, March 7th. But don't worry. It'll take you at least a decade of hard training before you can even start learning special moves. No need to freak out. A few Juming swordplay tricks will mean you'll be more than equipped.
Really?
Looks like March's curiosity has been piqued.
The whole point is to know each other's moves. Defeating your opponent in just one move? How boring would that be? Plus, what really decides a swordsman's fate isn't some special move. It's the solid fundamentals.
So Miss Yunli has already agreed. What do you say, Yang Qing?
General, I haven't graduated yet. How can I be qualified to teach swordplay to others?
You'll be given a Padawan, but not the title of master.
So you're admitting your defeat, huh? If you're not even confident to teach, why don't you let me be the ringmaster instead?
Yang Qing, teaching an apprentice is also a way of honing your own skills and gaining insights. You've been an apprentice for years. It's about time you looked at swordplay from another perspective.
I see, General. Then count me in.
Now that Yang Qing has agreed too, it all comes down to Miss March giving her nod.
It's up to you to make the final decision, March.
Time for you to become the best swordmaster on the Express. It won't be a walk in the park, that's for sure. It's all up to you, though.
At least that way, I won't have to worry about you accidentally shooting me in the butt all the time.
Hey, I've never missed my target. Then I'm on board. Thank you for your kindness, General Huayan.
Great! Starting tomorrow, Yanqing and Yunli will teach you the basics of the Cloud Knight's swordplay. Yunli and I will head out and purchase some sword practice equipment for Miss March. Think of it as a little initiation gift.
You're too kind. Wait, you're giving me a gift? Shouldn't it be the other way around?
Hua Yun smiled silently, soon departs to the seat of divine foresight.
General Huayan's gone. Wait, why does something feel off about what we talked about?
Does it? Do you think the sword will be the, what's it called? Oh yeah, the the Thunder Theory, Blessed Blade of the Windseeker?
I think we strayed off topic. How did things even get to this point?
Yeah, I brought you here because the General said he had some important matters to discuss. But how in the world did Yun Li and I suddenly become Miss March's swordplay mentors?
Because General Huayan wants us to stick around on the Luofu for some time.
But aren't we here to attend the ceremony anyway?
But from his point of view, we're no different from all the other tourists who may leave at any time. Since the crew's actions were mentioned in the Luofu's operations log were given to the Alliance, he probably wants to see firsthand if we're as capable as the report claims, or if we're just some made-up excuse to save face.
Yeah, but this isn't like an obligation. We could still leave at any time.
And he wants to see it for himself during the war dance, which is why he even dragged Yun Li into this. What began as a simple contest between two sword masters has now evolved into you two collaborating to mentor March.
Elder Huayan is still that tricky general who likes to give everyone a headache.
I don't appreciate being dragged in.
Truth be told, I invited all of you to the ceremony because I wished for you to act as my witnesses. Now, I apologize for not disclosing this information earlier.
That furthers my point. I don't appreciate being dragged into Shinjo politics. Everyone keeps lying to us about vacation.
In the coming weeks, I'll also invite all of you to a meeting with General Fei Xiao, where you may need to answer her questions and clear up any doubts she might have. So please, be prepared for the meeting.
Perhaps we should just pack up and leave tonight.
Did we do something wrong? We really did save the Lawfu, so why do you want to sneak off like we're fugitives?
Don't worry. No matter what happens, I'll stay here as a witness and answer any questions she might have.
Thank you, everyone.
General, I know there isn't much I can do to share your burden, but as the Lawfu Ringmaster, I won't let anyone defeat me in the war dance.
I know.
In Arm Alley, Fei Shou meets with her old comrade in arms.
The illustrious Merlin's Claw waiting for me? And for so long, too? It's quite an honor. It's been a while, General Fei Shou. It's been 30 years since we last saw each other. Right, Yukong? Yes. Back then, you were the vanguard of the Yao Qing's Verdant Knights, and I was a pilot of the Law Fu's Rainbow Orbit fleet. Who would have thought that upon meeting again, you'd be a general, and I'd have given up flying? Really does feel like a lifetime ago. Well, I wouldn't say I haven't seen you in 30 years. After all, your great victories are announced through the Yellow Bell resonance system every day. So I'm well aware of your great feats. How's your health holding up? Still stable, I suppose. Do you still remember the medic who saved me in battle? That healer with the odd name and peculiar temperament. What was his name again? Was it Pichu? Or Kachio? Jiao Chou. He's been my retainer and personal healer, delegated by the Alchemy Commission from the Xianzhou Yao Qing. Over the years, he's dedicated himself to managing my condition. It's thanks to him that I'm still in good health today. Given my background, I'm happy to have made it this far. I'm relieved to know that you're safe and sound. Well then, since you and Elder Huayan are here, I imagine you must have received orders from the Marshal? As your friend, may I ask how the Alliance intends to punish the General of the Lawfu? The Arbor's rebirth has frightened the Elders who lurk behind the scenes. They fear the resurgence of abominations, much like what happened 30 years ago. Although the reports from the Lawfu explained all the details, we don't know if the Ruin Legion really invaded, or how exactly the Stellaron Hunters and the Astral Express became involved. This puzzle has many missing pieces. As you know, the fugitive Jing Liu, who mysteriously disappeared many years ago, has resurfaced. This time, she has brought along an Outworlder and a coffin, claiming to offer the Marshal a method to fight against the Eons. The Lawfu Preceptor has also leveled accusations against Jing Yuan for neglecting the Alliance's principles. She asserts that Jing Yuan enabled the exiled Imbibitor Lunae to re-enter the Lawfu, thereby unlocking the lunarescent depths within Scale Gorge Waterscape, which in turn disrupted the Vidyadhara's dutiful watch over the Ambrosial Arbor. It is for these reasons that I have come here to the Lawfu today.
I mean, he did do that. That's true.
Well, duty calls. Perhaps I shouldn't have mentioned all of this to an uninvolved person, but since we once fought together, I didn't want to keep you in the dark. Perhaps pretending you didn't hear any of this would be for the best. I understand. I'm sorry. I was out of line. I know I shouldn't be defending General Jing Yuan right now, but... well, you know how I am. The Lawfu has enjoyed centuries of stability since the end of the sedition of Imbibitor Lunae, much of which can be attributed to General Jing Yuan's masterful strategizing. Unfortunately, for long-life species, Enduring through the ages always culminates in a failure that undoes all previous achievements. A moment that our adversaries relish.
That's true. And that's why I'm also here for another purpose. To visit Hule.
Hule? You mean that Hule? The Borisin warhead? The same Hule who has been imprisoned in the shackling prison for over 7 centuries?
The same Hule we read about in the prisoner list.
The nemesis of the Foxians who will never be forgiven and shall be imprisoned until the end of the cosmos. I can't quite remember the exact wording, but yes, the very same Hule.
His imprisonment is apparently part of the, like, alliance treaty for the Foxians to be part of the Shinjo in the first place. Yeah. That was part of their terms, is that he'd be forever imprisoned.
Usually, only emissaries from the Xianzhou Yaoqing Skyfaring Commission visit him once every century. Why do you have to visit him now, of all times?
The Foxians and the Alliance made a pact to combat the abominations, aiming to achieve justice and free their kin. That werewolf monster is to be forever imprisoned in the dark recesses of the shackling prison, facing unending retribution. Given the situation on the Luofu, those on the Yaoqing are concerned about Hule's imprisonment. I'm afraid that the routine visit every century is no longer sufficient to ease their concerns. That's why I was sent here, to reassure them.
It's all bad news.
Well, not everything. There might be a silver lining. Oh, by the way, I found some clues about the thing you asked for.
Tell me more.
The Verdant Knights followed the route you mentioned and discovered the wreckage of the Whistling Flame ship. Unfortunately, there were no survivors and no cargo. However, someone had already been on the scene before we arrived.
Our people? Or someone from the IPC?
No, neither. Yukong, have you heard of a person named Ron May?
Huh? After a day of running around, you finally arrive at Petrichor Inn for a well-deserved rest. This night, your restlessness from meeting the general and the bustling crowd before the road dance keep you from falling asleep. Yeah, that's great. We need to check something though. Day 2.
I'm still feeling sleepy.
Did I oversleep? Where did March and Donhung go?
All right. Were they referring to Ting Yuan? Ting Young, rather? Was she with the Whistling Flames? Does it say? Yes. Head representative of the Whistling Flames. Where is this going? Ron May? Fascinating.
There you are.
why are you here too, Yang Qing? What kind of master waits on their apprentice's doorstep? Show some respect. What?
You haven't forgotten about our promise to General Huayan, have you? I woke up especially early so I can start teaching Miss March swordplay.
Hey, why are you blushing, Master Yanqing?
This is, the first time someone has called me master. I need to, get used to it. Let me make it clear. Swordplay training is about improving your body, mind, and strength. It's not a casual game you can master overnight. I promised General Huayan that I'd teach you Cloud Knight swordplay, so you can participate in the war dance and defeat at least one opponent. I'll do my best, but if you break your master's rules...
What will you do?
Is it too late for regrets? I'm already regretting my impulsive decision.
Honestly, I'm not sure what I'll do either, because I've never been a teacher before. So, Miss March, please behave and don't skip classes. Or complain.
You need to toughen up and train her properly, Master Yanqing. Don't go easy on her.
You're so heartless. By the way, where's Yunli?
I've found a quiet spot in the back garden of the Palace of Astrum for our first lesson together.
March 7th waves you and the waves at you and Dongheng before departing or whatever. Switching to March 7th's POV.
Seriously? It's the first day and you two are already late? Why is everyone on the Luofu so laid back? So disappointing.
Master Yunli, you're already here. Sorry for keeping you waiting.
Oh, wait. Were you trying to teach her in secret? That's sneaky.
I'm just showing you what Luofu etiquette is all about. She might be my apprentice, but it's customary for the master to personally escort their apprentice to the place of learning. As the host, I'll be teaching Miss March the essence of Luofu's swordplay, after which she'll emerge victorious in the war dance ring. You won't be complaining about Luofu's swordplay then.
Stand aside, rookie. Let me show you how we Zhu-Ming swordmasters treat their apprentices. Quickly, over here, Miss March. This is a reverse mentorship gift from me to you. I hope you put it to good use.
What's this? Xianzhou clothing? It's so beautiful!
Sword practice requires precise movements. This outfit is tailored to fit perfectly and allows for smooth movements. I even added some small accessories. I put a lot of thought into it.
Remember that time they gave March a new outfit, used it in one scene, and then never used it ever again, or allowed the player to use it?
You're awesome, Master Yunli!
See? See? How can you compete with me? I'll teach March 7th the essence of Zhu-Ming swordplay so she can win the contest with my sword skills.
Actually, I've prepared something too.
Huh? You have a gift for me too, Master Yanqing?
Since you want to learn swordplay, Miss March, you'll need suitable weapons. So, I went out of my way to prepare a pair of swords overnight. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to ask the craftsman to customize the swords for you, but I did my best to choose ones that look nice and are suitable for a beginner. I hope you like them, Miss March.
Thank you, Master Yanqing!
Bet you didn't see that one coming, did you, Yunli?
The real competition is just getting started.
I'm so lucky to have two great masters! But why does it feel like things are getting a bit weird?
Moments later.
So what do you think, masters? Does this outfit suit
perfect. I chose it carefully. It's perfect for beautiful young swordswomen like you and me.
All right, let's get started with the training.
Who's that guy?
The person next to me is a Cloud Knight instructor
Oh,
I
okay.
brought in. For your first lesson, try exchanging a couple of moves with him.
Wait. We're having actual combat training for the first lesson? Isn't that a bit too intense?
Well, I heard you have some experience with archery and martial arts. The first thing we're going to do is see just how strong your fundamentals are. Come on, step forward and strike with the sword in the most natural way you can think of. It's important for us to grasp your natural movements so we can decide where to start and what you need to learn.
If you're ready, let's begin.
Okay.
It is a cute outfit, though.
Well, I heard you have some experience. Come on.
All right, let's get started with the training.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. But please go easy on me.
Then I apologize in advance, Miss March.
No rush, Miss March. You're still inexperienced with the sword. Why don't you use your skill first and learn a few more moves from me? Understood. Now I'll ask Master Yin Qing to teach me some moves.
Come on! Please have some tea!
Pay close attention, Miss March.
Shifu's attacks can accumulate.
Sword play is all about being swift and agile in your movements.
Shifu's attacks can accumulate charge for March 7th and make her realize powerful abilities.
The sword is like water. It cannot remain still.
What does that mean, though? We're gonna skip ahead and read her ability. So, when charge equals to 7 or more, immediately takes action, simultaneously increases damage dealt by 80%. Additionally, basic attack gets enhanced. So, normally deals imaginary damage and gains 1 point of charge. Enhanced, I guess, deals imaginary damage to a single enemy, dealing 3 hits initially. There's a chance to additionally deal up to 3 hits. Master its tea time. Makes a single ally become Shifu. When using basic attack or dealing enhanced basic attack damage, triggers a corresponding effect based on the Shifu's path. Erudition, Destruction, and the Hunt deals additional damage based on the Shifu's type. That's cool. Harmony, Nihility, Preservation, Abundance, Toughness Reduction increases. That's pretty cool mechanics. Ultimate deals damage to a single enemy, increases the hits per action and damage chance of the next enhanced basic attack. Fascinating. So she will do more hits with her enhanced, so increased from a 3 to something else, I guess. So she's a multi-hit character. That's her first multi-hit character. After Shifu uses an attack or an ultimate, March 7th gains charges. When reaching 7 points, immediately takes action, increasing damage deals. So that's part of her talent. So when she uses her basic attack, she gains charges. When her Shifu uses an attack or an ultimate, she gains charges as well. And then whenever an ally uses a technique, March 7th gains charges upon entering the next battle. Using techniques regenerates energy upon entering the next battle. Interesting. So her technique is passive. Okay.
Strike apart. Right on time.
Ignore him. Strength is everything.
Yes, you! Like this?
Well done!
Better not underestimate me!
So, how many of my moves can you block?
Right on time.
Practice is over, Swords descend!
We're gonna kill them before we get to see her charges, potentially, unless there's another wave.
What are you made of? Severing mountains! I could take 10 of you! I'm starting to get the hang of it!
Oh, there's 2 more waves, okay.
Bladed what? Awesome! You'll make good practice. With a true heart and focused mind, here I come! Yes, you! Time to show you what I can really do. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, eating less carbs. Watch this!
What are you mumbling about?
Isn't this sword technique? Shouldn't I be saying something cool?
Yes, you! Right on time.
So she can get ice or physical, because they're both hunt and destruction. So she can get the ice or physical element
On!
from either of them.
Let me fight. Here you go, Master.
I think that she offers them Immortal's Delight, I think.
Strike apart! Within the self, not the sword. Strike!
Yeah.
Yes, you! One-time enemy! Strike while the iron... Time for swordplay!
Ready to... Yeah.
How many can you block? Bladed what?
Oh, I get it! Alright, check out this move! Time to show you what I can... Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less carbs! Watch this!
Strike while the iron is hot.
Melt!
Practice is over. Swords descend!
See through clouds! I didn't expect the first lesson to be so intense.
Pretty simple kit, but it might be powerful. We kept triggering the charge before we could get the ultimate, which the ultimate's supposed to increase the hits from the charge attack, so I don't... I have to time that better, I guess? I'm not really sure. Unless it lasts, unless the buff from the ultimate lasts long enough, I suppose, for the next charge.
Miss March has quick hands and a flexible body. She's a perfect fit for practicing Lawfu swordplay.
However, she lacks strength, and her strikes were a bit unfocused. But don't worry, that's totally normal for beginners. Once she starts practicing Juming swordplay, she'll make heaps of progress.
Given the situation, I believe Miss March should start by working on her strength.
Seriously, do you actually know anything about swordplay, or what?
I could ask you the same thing. Dual swords require agility, so what's more important than footwork?
Instead of focusing on her strengths, we should address her weaknesses. The drawback of wielding 2 swords is not generating enough force.
True.
What good is being quick on your feet if you don't have strength? It's not like we're dancing here.
Yunli is kind of right there, actually.
Skilled sword masters know how to play to their strengths and work on their weaknesses. Start with what you're good at, then tackle your weaknesses. That's the right way to learn.
Like, I'm honestly surprised they're making her dual wield as a beginner. Like, she should focus on one sword. I feel like I'm not a swords master, but I feel like should probably start off with just one sword. dual wielding's pretty technical.
You're quite the theorist, huh?
Theorist? You claim to be able to talk to swords. So what does that make you? A lunatic?
Hey, it's only my first lesson, and you're already arguing. Come on, calm down, Masters. I'll have to improve both my footwork and strength anyway, so it doesn't matter which one comes first.
But it does matter. Just listen to me, March 7th.
Aww.
Thus begins the journey of March 7th sword training. Tread on a brand new path. New path, the hunt unlocked. Switch to the selected path. So awesome that it's a switching thing. I'm glad they stuck with that. I'm glad they kept using a mechanic they introduced already instead, unlike a certain game which introduced a switching mechanic and then forgot about it.
Let me see.
So instead of giving us 2 marches, it's just the same march. That's nice. I'm glad. Another hunt character, though. I don't.
We did it!
I don't know if I needed another hunt character.
No pain, no gain.
Just because they're hard to upgrade for some reason for me. Also, I think they changed the switching view. They did change it. Although they kept the same for the MC. March's character's switch is different. That's fun. That's a fun transition. They should give that for the MC. Although I guess the outfit doesn't really change. But yeah, hunt characters, there's the items they need for upgrading is always for some reason really hard to get. I have no good hunt light cones ever. But sure. I'll take it. I was thinking the same thing earlier because Fei Xiao is also hunt. Could have a lot of hunt characters.
Let me...
Seek to learn swordplay. But we'll have to find out what happens on her journey into swordplay next time. Although I say I'm glad they didn't forget about the mechanic, but I guess Dan Heng actually has 2 characters, doesn't he? So I guess they're gonna do both. Perhaps. I forgot about the other form of Dan Heng. Oh well. Actually, did I? No, we already looked up. I think what I wanted to. I felt like there was maybe something else, but no, I think it was just the whistling flame thing. there you go. I guess we'll have to like give her stuff, because I guess we should probably at least use her for the event sort of thing, just the updates. But we'll have to look into that. But we'll continue that tomorrow. So thank you all for watching, and until we meet again, may the sands of time treat you well.